Summer Advantage Morning Meeting, kindergarten through fourth grade. Summer 2025. You can't build a society purely on interest. You need a sense of belonging. Valerie Giscard d'Estaing. The following slides 1 through 4 are important for educators to read and watch before you try to facilitate the first morning meeting with scholars. You should know the what, why, and how of the morning meeting process. You are responsible for helping scholars to one, set and or reset the mood of their day. Two, to make positive social connections. And three, to prime the body and brain for the learning process through movement and discussions related to topics and emotions that our scholars care about and are experiencing or that they're well connected to. So one thing that you want to do is go through slides 1 through 4 briefly. And if scholars are not familiar with the purpose of morning meeting, you could quickly provide a summary for them. You don't have to go through the slides with the scholar in thorough detail, but for our older scholars, possibly they may want to experience it with you. The second slide is what is morning meeting? It provides a foundation. This could be a point of conversation with scholars. Go ahead and read what you see on the slide, the what of morning meeting. Then we talk about the format. Scholars should be aware that morning meeting will follow a consistent format and a pattern, which is a healthy process for most of our scholars who often experience um, wavering schedules. So this will provide consistency, comfort, and knowing what to expect. So first we have the greeting, then we have the sharing, third we have a group activity, and then to close out morning meeting, you have the morning message. All of these things are a priority in showing our scholars how to greet one another. One, to reinforce greeting each other by name, handshaking, pounds, fist pumps, singing, moving around the room so that their bodies can wake up and become active. The sharing piece is powerful because they can share a piece of news. They can talk about their mood, how they're feeling for the day, their thoughts, feelings, and ideas in a positive way, in a way that will be received and not rejected. We have group, so as an educator, you're responsible for ensuring that everyone's voice is respected and heard. And scholars are learning how to express themselves in front of a group, but to also to be able to get their message out in a timely way to respect the time that you have. The group activity is a whole group class. You'll discuss a short or a short topic, or you'll do a inclusive activity that gets everyone up and moving. You might reinforce the learning and build on the class cohesion through active participation. So this might be a dance. This might be a question or a riddle or a jingle or something that as a group they will definitely connect with. And then the morning message tells them the academic skills for the day that they can look forward to. This is an opportunity to be a salesman and to sell that math lesson, sell that ELA lesson, sell what you love about it. So you are a salesperson to really draw in the buy-in from scholars so that they're anticipating the math lesson. Ooh, today we're going to talk about how if we have the biggest pizza in the world and the world's record goes to a chef that made the largest pizza in the city, how will we divide it up? How many slices of pizza would each of us get? So maybe you're focusing on fractions, right? But we want to make it scholar friendly. So you can throw a big pizza on a slide just to hook them in so they're excited about the math lesson. They're excited about solving this problem. Morning meeting is an opportunity to set the tone for the day. It helps strengthen relationships, boosts confidence. It supports academics. So throughout the day, they're going to be comfortable talking, discussing, sharing, because you started out the morning that way. It teaches SEL skills because, again, what happens if I get angry throughout the day? I know that I might need some movement. I might need to go stretch, to do some meditation, some yoga, all skills that they will learn during morning meeting, how to breathe, how to meditate. Then we have it also increases their motivation for the day. It creates a safe space for everyone and it builds a sense of community. When they know that they have voice, they have choice, we respect their mind, bodies, and what they're bringing to the table. So now we also have this video that explains the why. Why is morning meeting important? This is the kindergarten through fourth grade version. So what are the benefits of morning meeting and why are they a key to academic success? So this video was created by Edutopia. Feel free to watch that as it summarizes that. Then we go into the morning meeting menu, harnessing the power of summer learning to help all children excel. This is where every day you will come to this slide and you will present it. All of these are hyperlinks and it takes the educator to that specific day. We have 5 weeks of Summer Advantage, and so you have 5 weeks of content. We also have a service learning week. So no matter which week you're on, week 1, 2, or 3, when June the 16th occurs, that is the service learning week for all of our Summer Advantage sites. And so this is where you will utilize these buttons here to go to the service learning buttons. And so with that, I'm going to model week 1 and what that will look like. So I'm going to click here. It takes me to week 1, day 1. I click on that. It takes me to the first song. So this helps me to understand. It says, let's get ready to practice smiling and greeting each other. So the video tells our scholars what to do. So this is a great, I could listen to this song over and over again. So I love it. But Beano and Fino, the great thing about it is that you are receiving a great resource that you can use. You can tap into this channel. I'm sure there are other academic songs sometimes that would help to infuse and to support the curriculum and the lessons that you're using. But music is huge for kindergarten through second grade. Our scholars should have a song for everything they're learning. Music is huge. It is culturally responsive and it is connected to a lot of really what our scholars need to retain information, and it is very helpful for what their brains need. The traumatized brain memory recall is impacted, and so music, rhythm, rhyme, patterns are really huge. And so this is a great song. You could have scholars standing up and they're walking around. They could be greeting their classmates. They could learn how to shake each other's hands. They could learn how to formally greet each other. So this is an opportunity to really set the tone for the respect and dignity you expect scholars to provide. And so this process can model that. So it's not just about them learning how to say hello, but learning how to greet one another, how to look at their classmates, how to say hello, my name is such and such, nice to meet you, and then greeting another. So we want our scholars to model that for sure. Then we have let's prepare our bodies to be ready to learn. The kindergarten through fourth grade morning meetings will always start with a musical song that reflects saying hello and learning how to appropriately greet their teacher and their classmates. Then we move into waking the body up. So it's let's prepare our bodies to be ready. Research kind of shows that sometimes our younger scholars have more energy in their body in the morning, and so kind of getting them to understand a calm way of channeling that energy in a way that's productive. This is Movely, and we will utilize him quite a bit as well. All right, so scholars know you do what Movely does, so you follow the leader. And so if he's down on the ground, again, you don't want to get hit by the wall, so you have to do the same motions and movement as Movely. So we love him. This is a way that if they're hyper, it can kind of calm them down, but it's a way for them to focus and to meditate with their bodies and to watch Movely and watch what he does. Then we have our sharing and our group activity. And then so for since it's day one, we have a name song. So it's a song and a chant. That's actually the exercise for our scholars. There is music that goes along with it. The hip hop beat to use during the chant. So it reminds you that there's a little circle here where you can click the music on it. Now, this song goes to the rhythm of Frere Jacques, I believe. Yep, there is, and I'm just going to use the name Melissa. There is Melissa, there is Melissa, that's her name, that's her name. We're so glad you're here at school today. Now, that is the traditional rhythm of Frere Jacques. And so, but when you add the hip hop beat, it gives it a little flavor that our scholars might like. The goal is we want to make sure everyone's name is highlighted. And scholars, as we're singing about Melissa, for example, Melissa can be up waving at everyone. She can stand up and she can dance to she can, showcase her unique, highlight. Because we're spotlighting every scholar. We're going to go around the room. This also helps our scholars to learn their classmates' names. And so it's important for them to sing and utilize their classmates' name. And so that's important. It demonstrates respect. So I'm going to play the beat so you can hear it a little bit. Let me start. There is Melissa, there is Melissa. Birthday, happy birthday. So glad you're so glad you're at school today. School today. There is Michael, there is Michael. Happy birthday, happy birthday. So glad you're school today. All right, so that just gives you an example of the song. This is our day one song. It's cool. It gives us a chance to get to know each other. And then we have our share out. It's so important for our scholars to be able to share their feelings in a positive way. And so we use a small version of the mood meter for this younger group. We keep the same color code. Again, red represents high unpleasant energy, high positive energy or pleasant energy, low pleasant energy, and low unpleasant energy. And so scholars get used to identifying where they were when they woke up. Where are they by lunchtime? Where are they by the end of the school day? We want to have this mood meter check in to make sure they know where they are, but do they know how to move out of the blue and red zone to cross over to the pleasant side? Okay? We want them to be empowered to know that they are in control of their feelings and their mood. No one is making them angry. They have the power to shift their mood. They have the power to make good choices. They have the power to respond differently. And so this is an opportunity to help our scholars identify their mood and to really have some strategies as to what to do about it. Lastly, the share out and group activity. It says hot topic of the day. What classroom rules regarding respect do you want for our community and why? This is an opportunity to grab some chart paper and really popcorn. Have the scholars to talk about what does it mean to be respectful. What are some of their pet peeves? I don't like it when what? When someone does what? What's not respectful? Notice on these posters it has what the teacher's responsibility is, what the classmates do, school wide. This is a respect, what respect looks like, one classroom model. And the discussion can be what does respect look like from scholar to the teacher? Will the scholars call the teacher by the first name or Mr. and Mrs. such and such, right? Today, and then we go to the teacher to the scholars. What does it mean for the teacher to be respectful to the scholars? And then scholar to scholar respect, and then community respect. So all of these things should be discussed during this group activity because it really provides some boundaries and some clear expectations for the tone of the classroom environment. Then lastly, we talk about, hey, today is day one of Summer Advantage, and it is, and then you give them the date. Today's date is, and then you give them the month, the day, and the year. And then you tell them the quote for the day. Respect is a two-way street. If you want to get it, you've got to give it. So really talk about the expectation of each one respecting the other person. And then now you get to sell your math lesson, be a quick salesperson for reading, and if any other topics as appropriate. We click here to go back to our main menu. So that is an example of 1 week of morning meeting menu options for week 1, day 1 through 5. Now, I'm going to go over to the service learning week because when you click here, it takes you to service learning week. No matter where you are, which week you're on, June the 16th is when you will go to the service learning week because that's the week dedicated for our service learning. Now, there's quite a bit of information here because we still want our scholars to have a good morning meeting, right? And so our scholars still need movement. So it says, let's meet and greet each other. Day 1 of service learning. There's going to be a song. So you click here.
Hey, isn't this a good morning?
All right, so they still get their music, right? Because we want to prime them for the learning and the discussing. And then we share, I'm feeling, at this point, we should be able to go through this a lot faster. And they should know. And so you time it out. The song is only 3 minutes. We should be able to get through all of our feelings in 5 minutes. Everyone should be able to share where they are. You can do a 4-corner activity. You could have them raise their hand if they're on red, blue, green, yellow. Ask them why if they want to share, and ask them how they're going to move themselves from the red zone to the yellow and green zone, right? Empower them to know that they have the power to do it. Then you go into defining service learning. This can be a direct teachable moment. Literally front load the information. You could even share this video. If you feel like this is age appropriate and scholars would get a lot out of it, you already have this video here, or you can literally just front load the information and tell them that service learning, it excites and motivates scholars to want to help others. And so this is about helping other people, finding problems and finding solutions where you can help other people. Then the great news is we have these 60-second documentaries where our scholars can see other scholars who are doing service learning projects and helping their community. So you play these 60-second documentaries and they get a quick synopsis of scholars like themselves all over the world who are doing great things. This will allow them to identify what type of service learning is this. If this is a scholar who really wants to bring forth depression awareness amongst the community. Is it environmental or outdoor service learning? Is it school and education service learning? Is it health and wellness? Or is it community support and advocacy? And letting them know that there's different types of service learning projects that they can engage in. Then we have some adult-led service learning projects that benefit scholars. And so here's one about books for barbers. This one is about free birthday parties for underprivileged children. Then we have the cancer kits for children. And then we have kid yoga teachers. So the youngest certified training yoga trainer. And so these all provide really great inspiration for our scholars to know that they too can make a difference right now today. And so they get to see firsthand. Oops. So now when I go back, I forgot the button. This red button here says return to menu. So really at the end of that Monday, right, I click the button and it brings me back to the main menu. Tuesday, I'm going to click here and it breaks down even more about service learning. So they have an introduction song, they have their feelings, and then we jump right into service learning. We talk about what that includes, service learning in action. They get to see some scholars who they saw a problem and they wanted to solve that problem through creating a solution. Then they get to see some other examples of scholars, bedtime stories live as a service learning project, tackling childhood cancer as a service learning project, air freshener kid, service learning, and then we have saving the national parks, which is a scholar who wants to save our parks and environment. So all of these are different types of service learning projects. This is the end of Tuesday. Go back to the main menu. Then Wednesday, day 3 of the service learning week, we have our introduction, our good morning song. We talk about our feelings. Again, this should be no more than 3 minutes for the song, 5 minutes to get through everyone to talk about where they are on the mood meter, to do a poll. You could even have them do turn and talks where they can share their feelings, so you don't spend a lot of time, one student at a time, asking them why they're in the red zone and how can they move over. Let them be able to share that with a classmate. Then we have on day 3, again, this is an example of that service learning in progress. And then we see more examples. Graveyard Kid, Legos for Uganda. Then we have Litter. We have the Glitter Girl, where she was a prosthetic arm and she created a glitter gun, which was awesome. We have Mushroom Kid. And, oops, let me go back. I forgot. Whenever you see the red button, that means you've ended that day. It says stop, return to the menu. And then we have Thursday, service learning. Our morning song, how we're feeling to start the day off. Then we have Kid Microplastic Hunter and Recycling Kid. Then we have Ocean Defense Kid, and then we have Kid Vegan Chef. So we get to see all these fun service learning projects that these scholars, some have turned into a business, some have just turned into their service learning. And then lastly, service learning day. On the day of, it depends on when you go on the field trip, but if you have time in the morning, you still want to, keep that consistent routine for our scholars. We're going to start with Jack Hartman, who sings a good morning song, how we're feeling, so we get to check in with him. And then we get to enjoy helping others today through service and learning. I click stop, return back to the menu, and that completes our menu. And so this is important whether we are in, again, this is for kindergarten through 4th grade. We equally have a similar plan for our 5th through 8th grade. The what, the why, the how of morning meeting. You can extend that by watching the video, but we also have a menu as well. Now the difference with I'm going to go through week 1. The difference that we have with our scholars 5th grade through 8th grade is sometimes their energy can be low at the top of the morning. And so we need to get their bodies moving so that their brains can wake up and prepare themselves for learning. So we start with chair exercise. So nothing too intrusive, but it at least will get them moving and awake. So this is all about that movement. Then we go into box breathing, which is important. It helps them with regulation. Then we talk about their mood, let them identify that and why. And then we focus on the same topic all across our grade levels. We want respect to be the priority for the day. Introduce them to the day's topic, the quote on respect, and to really do the elevator speech for math and reading learning that day. Day 2, same thing, chair exercise, breathing exercise, mood meter, and then topic of the day to discuss. Again, movement, breathing, feelings, discuss. A lot of times our older scholars, they need time to discuss. They don't just come to school ready to be open and transparent, and sometimes they need to warm up a little bit first. And the exercise at the top, it really helps. It's strategic in helping them to do that. Day 4, again, chair workout, breathing, mood meter, and then lastly our topic for the day, and then our introduction to the daytime and what we're learning in ELA and math. Okay. All right. And then we have day 5, last day again. Movement, breathing, mood meter, and our discussion topic, and announcing what we're doing for the day. So all this goes through. You'll notice it's a little bit different. Instead of singing for our older scholars, we start out with the movement of the body. Then for service learning, you'll notice it's pretty similar to kindergarten through 4th grade. The difference is instead of singing, again, it's dancing, but it's a little bit more intense dancing. It's service learning. We want to get your the heart rate up and really pumping that oxygen through the body and the brain. Talking about the mood meter, where are we? Defining service learning. This video as well. And then we have, again, you'll notice that the lessons look a little bit similar to our other scholars. Okay, so we're going to go back to our menu. So we have a lot of great information for service learning and throughout the weeks, but you'll notice that these are some of the differences in our secondary level and how we approach kindergarten through 4th grade. All right, well, thank you so much, and thank you for tuning in to this review of morning meeting and how you are to facilitate that. If you have any questions, please reach out to the training team. We would be honored to support you in your facilitating the morning meeting and setting a phenomenal tone for our scholars. We appreciate what you do in advance. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your professional day.